Hola, en esta lección vamos a hablar de los usos del verbo ser. So there are these two verbs in Spanish that translate to be, or their subsequent forms, I am, you are, he is, she is, they are, we are, as well as the different tenses. In this video, we'll be talking about one of those verbs, ser. We'll notice that these two verbs will have their own tendencies as to when they'll be used. And in Spanish classes, we tend to teach acronyms to our students to help them remember. So in this one, we're going to use the acronym DOCTOR. So we're going to be using ser in the following cases. For descriptions, por ejemplo, Juan y Santiago son altos. Juan and Santiago are tall. Beatriz es un poco gorda. Beatriz is a little fat. We'll also use ser for occupations or jobs. Por ejemplo, Doña Inés y Luis son maestros. Miss Inés and Luis are teachers. ¿Usted es mecánico? Are you, formal, a mechanic? We'll also see ser used for characteristics. Por ejemplo, yo no soy muy romántico. I'm not very romantic. Juanito es más gracioso que Mateo. Juanito is sillier than Mateo. We'll also use ser for time and date. Por ejemplo, son las 4 de la tarde. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Hoy es lunes. Today is Monday. Mi cumpleaños es el 14 de diciembre. My birthday is the 14th of December. And we'll see ser used for origin, or where you're from, nationality. Por ejemplo, soy estadounidense. I am an American, or United Statesian. Francisco es de México. Francisco is from Mexico. And finally, we'll also see ser used for relationships between two things, or people, or a person and a thing. Por ejemplo, somos amigos de Héctor. We are Hector's friends. Son mis juguetes. They are my toys. Su libro favorito es 100 años de soledad. His favorite book is 100 Years of Solitude. And finally, notice that the acronym DOCTOR, which is spelled by all of these, is an occupation, thus fitting with ser. Of course, I thought about it, and I came up with another way to possibly help out in a more digestible form. Keeping in mind that ser is generally used for who a person is, descriptions, characteristics, origin, occupation, and a few others, I decided to take on an old popular song from the 70s in Spanish called Eres tú. And I rewrote the lyrics of the chorus to talk about how ser is used. Ser is used for who you are and for descriptions. Ser is used for where you're from and for definitions. Ser is used for your job and for possessions. Ser is used for times and dates and when something is done. Notice in the last line I also mentioned something that we don't find in doctor when something is done. We will also come across ser being used in passive constructions like something is done or some things are done. Por ejemplo, el carro fue destruido. The car was destroyed. The emphasis is on the action. Or las Américas fueron descubiertas por Cristóbal Colón. The Americas were discovered by Christopher Columbus. Pretty simple, right? That's all for this video lesson on the uses of ser. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about this video, and feel free to practice your own sentences with ser or estar in the comments section below. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel for updates on new Spanish videos. And you might make sure to watch the other videos in the series on ser and estar. To practice ser, click on this video. Or if you want to see the uses of estar, click on this video. Or if you think you're already ready to take the test on ser and estar, click here. Gracias por mirar y nos vemos.